we all like sandwiches, right? No, we don't like sandwiches. Okay. When I came to US, first, when I was introduced American food, my biggest challenge was how to eat a sandwich, because when you wear like your black shirt, everything, jacket, and well dressed up, you have this huge sandwich. When you hold the sandwich in your hand, staring at how in the world I am going to put this one in my mouth, and be civil, be good, because the juice all over around becoming messy, and people, he does not know how to eat a sandwich. Am I making you hungry? Well, I think the sandwich was invented by Mark. Today's gospel is Markan sandwich. Markan sandwich. And in the technical word for called intercalation. So this Markan sandwich, it is called, when Mark says one story, then he insert another story, and then he continues with the original story again, like two pieces of bread in both sides and meat. We have the story of Jairus, right? So Mark starts the story of Jairus, a synagogue official, pleading Jesus a healing for his daughter. Then he insert another story of the woman. Then he ends the story with Jairus again. That is what called Markan sandwich. You got it? So shall we talk about bread or meat? Well, when we look at the story, there are two people, a man and woman. Man, synagogue official. Synagogue official, which means he is one of the very respected persons in the community, and well respected, and everybody knows him. And this guy prostrating before Jesus, which means he's humbling himself. A Jew doing that, a synagogue official doing it with humility, swallowing his pride, right? It's something different because his daughter is in need of healing. When your family is in trouble, we will do anything, right? And the woman, what happens to her? She has this bleeding. And it is a shame for her in that culture because she's separated from community. She cannot even go to the temple. They don't allow her to be in the temple. And they don't allow her to be in the community. A disconnect for her. It's like a death, social death. And she is in distress. She wants that healing. She tried every human possible way of getting the healing. She went to all the doctors available, and she couldn't find any healing. Then she learned about Jesus, and she came. So what happens is their distress made them to seek out Jesus, but their faith brings about healing for them. When we are in distress, we seek out Jesus. But the faith helps us to experience healing. That is why today's reading, when we look at today's reading, there were a lot of people around Jesus, right? Pressing him. Tons of people around him. And many people touched Jesus, right? But only one person got healing. So which means many people went to Jesus because they heard about Jesus. They want to know about Jesus. They were like, okay, he can make a good homily, not like Father Thomas, I want to hear what this guy is talking about, Interest could be tons of other things, right? But this woman, she's there with faith. She is in need. She has faith. That faith helped her to experience healing. So there are many people go after but people with the faith experience healing. So we all have that initial faith in progression. So we all go through that stages in our life. Sometimes we feel like I am in control of my life. I know what to do. Then when things don't go well, then we seek the Lord. Sometimes that's what I do. Sometimes everything is Lord, everything is good. Parish is doing great. Okay, everything is going well. I don't need you. I will come to you when I need you, Lord. Right? Sometimes we do that. We feel like we are in control. When I feel I am not in control, then I need Lord. So Jesus is challenging us to understand God is always in action. He is always in action. How do I respond to the God who is in action? It is called faith. God is always in action. How do I respond? Because that is why we are reminded every single day, my Lord is not the Lord somewhere in the skies. My Lord is walking with me. The woman, she has the desire to even to touch the hem of the cloth. So she believed, even if I touch the hem of the cloth of Jesus, I will be healed. Now we touch Jesus, right? We touch Jesus. We take him in our hand. Then what happens? We take him, we consume Lord. Then we become the temple of God. Right? Then you see, only once in the whole New Testament, we find Jesus calling daughter. That is here in this chapter. This woman, she was separated from the community. She felt lonely, separated, social death. Jesus brought her to his world, telling, you are my daughter. You are my daughter. So that is what we are. We are all children of God. That is why God becoming man and went through that suffering, death and resurrection 2,000 years after. Now we are all here as children of God. We are God's family, one family of Jesus. So we are eligible to become saints. We are eligible. We are children. We are not just orphans, right? So we are reminded that my Lord is so close to me. And the Eucharist, faith, belief, faith in God, faith in our Eucharist. That is why this year the Eucharistic revival is celebrated all over the country, nationally. And this evening at St. Therese, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., both our Archbishop Naumann and Bishop Johnston going to be here and celebrating adoration and reminding ourselves that Lord is so powerfully walking with us, Emmanuel with us. God is with us each and every step of our way. So let us have that strong faith in the Eucharist. Let us have that strong, awesome understanding. My Lord is walking with me. And that is why Christian and Bill was showing me a beautiful, I want to show me, 62 years ago at their wedding, as a memorialia, the parish in Verona, the Sacred Heart of Church Verona, they gave the wedding sacrament, the whole mass, printed and put their name there, and as a memorabilia for them. So 62 years they kept this because sacrifice, the Eucharist. That's a beautiful way to remember, right? And the sacrificial love of Christ, the Eucharist. And that is what marriage all about. Thank you for sharing. This is awesome. Yes, beautiful. And thank you, Falco family. Thank you, Valeria and Mikhail and Miami, as they are going to receive baptism today, right after Mass. And thank you, parents, and helping them and guiding them to receive the sacrament. And that is what we are all here. Every sacrament, because of your faith, our faith, as one family, and we profess that faith every day, that faith in the Eucharist. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.